Hey everybody, it's Herc, and just wanted to show you how to use the new AdBuddy software to create really perfect images for open graph sharing on social media, and tying that in with V3. Also, how to use a tool like the Facebook sharing social debugger to help you guys make sure that when you are posting ads, that it's posting the immediate stuff that you're putting on your site. So the first thing I want to do is actually go ahead and create a perfectly built and sized image using the AdBuddy software for AdBuddy itself, because we're doing a review page. So what I'm going to do, I'm logged into my account here, and I'm just going to create a new campaign for AdBuddy. Okay, and then that will open up this campaign. I will click on it. Okay, and then we're going to create a new template, and we'll just call it AdBuddy. Okay, and then we get to choose the size 1200 by 628, or the carousel size is 628 by 628. But I'm working, I typically do work with the 1200 by 628 size, because that's the newsfeed size. So we're going to create one of those, and then what we'll do from here is it'll allow us to start with a template. So AdBuddy has a whole bunch of templates that are already built into the software, and it's really, really nice and easy to start with one of those. You can sort by the type, so maybe we can start with like an educational one, and if we like anything here, no, not really. Maybe we'll go over to business. These are getting a little bit better, and you can just start with the template, and you can always view more if you don't see something that you don't like. Okay, and we're doing a software, so maybe a software like this where, you know, we're doing a social sharing thing. So I'm going to stick with this template, or use this template, and it'll load it up, and it'll have all the default stuff in it that we can use. But it's really, really simple to like move things around and see how it works. So let me show you how to do that once this template loads. There's also this like Windows, remember how Windows, Microsoft Office Windows has that little paperclip character that allows you to, it gives you hints and stuff like that. So they have that down here, your AdBuddy, that'll help you design ads and stuff like that. So here we are with the thing loaded already. So we can start, you know, just editing elements. You can see you can click on any element and it becomes clickable, and then the panel on the left changes to allow you to change the images. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's just get rid of all the text. I'll just press delete on the text. Okay, I'm going to add one of my own images. Okay, so I'm going to upload it from my system. So I'm going to click the upload button, and I'm going to go in my AdBuddy folder, and I'm going to upload the box. Now, obviously, the box isn't something that comes with the template. It's a download, and where I grabbed it from is I actually just went to the AdBuddy sales page, and I just grabbed some of their images. Like I grabbed this logo and saved it, and I grabbed their ad box and I saved it. So let's throw that in there. However, we'll start with that, and I'll position it so that the shadow is not really you know, in the way or anything like that. The background, I don't really love the background, so we're going to change that to something a little more I don't know, just color friendly. So let's we can go with gradients or whatever we want. So we can go with a gray, or we can go with a gradient where it's showing you, okay, you know, left and right gradients. So let's do like a gray and a whitish kind of gradient, or maybe we'll reverse those. We'll start with white and then we'll move into gray. So there we go, that's starting to look a little better. Okay, and then the gradient radius, you can see we can change how much glow is happening and stuff like that. So those are pretty cool to mess around with. So I'm liking that. You can also change to a linear gradient versus a radial gradient, circular versus square. And then this guy, he's looking a little big. I do want to keep it, but I'm going to get it out of the way. So we're just going to put him down here, and then we can go back to our text. Okay, and we're going to use like a nice big text. So we'll put in this text, and then we'll just change it. Okay, design perfect sized ads for social sharing. Okay, and then I can choose to center that, or right center, left center. I can change the colors of it, so we can start messing around with different colors. Okay, and what we can even do is like try to go after that green that they got. And one of the nice things too is they do have a transparency setting. So for instance, if I set this to black, okay, you can see how the transparency setting is set so that you can actually see what's behind it. That's often comes pretty useful for a lot of things. So we're gonna turn the transparency up though. We're gonna make it a little bit darker. So there we go. Design perfect size ads for social sharing. Let's just make one change. For social sharing and open graph. Okay, so I can choose all that. Now it's not sizing properly, no problem. Okay, so let's put the 4 up there and that down there. There we go. That's a little better. So now we'll left align everything, and then we'll just put it up here, and it's still a little bit big. Okay, and then you could do a lot of other things. Let's say we want to put in certain shapes or something like that. We can add nice little shapes. Okay, you can see that. Just pop those in there, change the color of it. We'll go completely white on that one, and those look really nice. Okay, what else should we do in here just to make it look pretty good? You can see there's all kinds of little shapes and stuff that we can add to these. So let's put a price tag on it, and we'll put that one over here, and then we'll go back to our text. We're going to add another nice little text. Let's do one of these. Okay, and we're going to say launch pricing on now. Okay, obviously that text is way too big. Not a problem though. We can change the text size. Okay, now it's too small. Make it a little bigger, and we'll change the color of it. We'll make it nice green. Okay. Or maybe we'll make it, what's more of a call to action color, is more like an orange actually. So we'll go with a nice orange. Okay, starting to look pretty good. We'll make it a bit smaller, and we'll make it match the whole thing here. And maybe this green tag isn't best anymore, but that's okay. Here we go. See how easy it is? It's just really nice because you can resize elements and stuff like that. And then I guess what we can do with this guy is we can make it a little bigger. Okay, just to kind of, you know, it's kind of a suggestion of social sharing and stuff like that. So there we go. I guess we can ignore that shadow. That's starting to look pretty good. So you can see, like, it's just really, really easy to, like, just do things the way you want. I can add shadow, for instance. I forgot to show you that. We can shadow that, and then we'll offset it like about a 2 and have a 3% blur to make it kind of stand out. There you go. We can even make colors gradients, so you can see stuff like that. There's just a lot of options. You can overlap things and then bring things to the front or the back. Like, for instance, if I wanted the box to come over top of that, I could just bring the box all the way to the front. And you can see there it goes in front of the text, or I can bring it, send it to the back so that it goes behind the text. There's just lots of great ways to work with layers within images, which is really, really helpful. Designers know that layering things is super, super helpful. What else can we do here to make this really stand out? I know a lot of these shapes are pretty cool. Stuff like this, okay? These, I mean, you'd think like, okay, well, what good is this thing gonna do? But the cool thing about these is that you can add them just for like effect, right? So like just to make a little bit more textural. So we can add one. Let's actually do this. Let's look for a different shape or a bigger shape. Objects, basic shapes. Okay, maybe a circle. Okay, well, we'll start with a circle. Okay, I'm gonna make that real big, and then I'm gonna move it over here into the corner. And then I'm going to change the color of it to more of a gray so that it's kind of matching what we have in the background. But then I'm going to turn the transparency way down. And you can see how it starts to blend in with the page, but it just is adding in a little bit of just textural stuff to help you make your images look really, really pro. Okay, so let's just add another shape here. We'll do the same thing. We'll add another circle, and we'll put it up here real big. Okay, and I'll put it there to overlap a few things. Okay, once again, we'll make it a nice gray, and we will lower that transparency way down. But what we're going to do, you can see it's overlapping the box, but we want that to go behind everything. So what we're going to do is send it to the back. Okay, and there you go. Now you can see all the elements that were, you know, around it are now overlapping that instead of the other way around. I think I'll turn that opacity. We'll tune that down a little bit more too. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So there you go. You can see how it starts really coming together when you start adding all these elements. Even the transparency of this, we can turn that down, you know, a little bit. So that's just it. I'll just leave it at that. So what I'll do is I'll click save. Okay, and you can see that didn't take that long at all to make a really, really nice looking ad. And then the other thing that you can do is you can check to make sure that it's good for Facebook. So right now, great, this ad is perfect for Facebook. Text is only 14% of the image, and that's an important thing to know, because if you create ads with too much text on them, they will get denied if you try to pay for advertising with those images. So this will actually check your ad against the usable space, which typically when you're designing, it's really a really hard thing to do. You're kind of guessing. It gives you a little bit more information, like your character count, your color palette, and stuff like that. All really cool stuff. And we can do some last minute changes to these, make those a little bit bigger. Actually, I'll make them a little bit smaller. It was probably good the way it was, but whatever. So we'll just save it. Okay, and then once it's done, all you have to do to download it is choose the type that you want, a JPEG or a PNG. PNGs for me typically come off across a little better, and I'm going to save it into my folder for AdBuddy. Okay, which you can see I've already designed a bunch of other ones to kind of demo the software. And now that it's saved, what you can do is use this on your open graph settings on your websites, or you can actually post these right to Facebook. So why don't we go over to the Project Supremacy website right now. I'll show you how to launch, put these ads into open graph settings, and then how to share those, and then use the social sharing debugger for Facebook to make sure that your ads are getting displayed the right way that you want. So just wanted to give you a quick demo of inside of AdBuddy, and hopefully that gives you information. Let's head over into into WordPress so that I can show you how to display these. Okay, so here we are back in WordPress, and now what we want to do is set up our open graph social sharing imagery using the AdBuddy ad that we created, so that when we share our post or our pages from WordPress onto social media, they're showing correctly, they're showing the correct image. And obviously AdBuddy's already taking care of the design, the dimensions, the text ratios for you. All you have left to do is have open graph settings to put in. So we're going to use Project Supremacy v3 for that. So what we do is we go down to the PS v3 SEO box, and we click over to the social, and I've already filled it in. So you can see here's our Facebook open graph settings. We just supply a title, a description, and a link to the image that we want to use, and you can see I've already uploaded that image, and then we can do one for Twitter as well. And then we just make sure that we save those changes. Once those changes are saved, now we can go and share the URL of our post or our page. And let's copy that link. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go over to Facebook. Okay, you can just see I'm in here on Facebook, and what I'm going to do is just supply that URL, and you can see it's actually already popping up wrong. Okay, and this is kind of what I wanted to show you. So let me just start over here. Let's just go over to my feed, and we'll do a nice blank one. Okay, so when I put in the URL, it's got the description right, but it's not showing the image yet. And what's happening here, even though I have the open graph set up on my page, well, there you go, it just populated with the wrong image. What's happened is Facebook has already crawled that page, and they've cached that image. So all we're going to have to do, okay, is go ahead and we're going to go to a tool called the Social Sharing Debugger. Okay, and that's developers.facebook.com/tools/debugs/sharing. You can just Google Social Sharing Debugger, and this will come up. And what we'll do is we'll pop in the URL to our post or our page, and we're going to click on debug. Okay, and you can see the last time Facebook scraped this URL was 9 minutes ago, and it's got the wrong image, but it's got the right description and stuff, the stuff that we set as our open graph. So all we have to do to make sure that's nice and updated is go ahead and click scrape again. We might have to do it a couple times. Okay, we can see it's wrong again. So we're going to scrape it again. And now it's got the right image for us. So now we know that Facebook has the absolute freshest cache for us. So what we can do is we have a couple options now. We can repost this. So what I'll just do is I'm going to just actually post this and show you a couple things you can do on Facebook. Okay, so if I post that, even though it's posting wrong, now that Facebook has a new cache for it, what we can do is refresh the share attachment. So all I do is click on the three dots and go ahead and click refresh share attachment. Okay, and we're going to save that, and we're going to do that one more time because it didn't grab the image, and we want it. We want to make sure it's grabbing the image. Okay, and for some reason Facebook's not grabbing the image, so let's go scrape this again. Okay, so we'll grab the URL, and let's try this one more time. And this is a tip that usually works really, really well for me, so that it does grab the right image. Apparently right now it's not, which brings us to our second option. If this one isn't working, is just deleting the post, right? And then just going ahead and reposting it with a fresh new cache, which you can see this time it works absolutely perfectly. And now we have the perfect size image and description ready for Facebook, so we can just go ahead and post that. And now we can see that our ad displays perfectly on Facebook. It's designed perfectly, it's optimized perfectly. Now if I wanted to spend some money on this, I could spend money and know that my images are going to be sharing the correct way, looking properly on Facebook and stuff like that. So those are just some tools and tips that I wanted to give you. And the first one being obviously the AdBuddy software. This is being launched right now. Depending on the time that you see this and you click over to this, there is an early bird discount on for this software. There is a funnel as well that you guys will go through, that if you really want to research the funnel, you can just go over to their JV page. Okay, here is the AdBuddy JV page. And I always just do this when we're advertising a product. It's just nice to know what are you going to get before you get it. And the JV page is typically what they send out to people who are going to sell the product for them. But it contains a lot of information that really buyers should see up front, especially when it comes to this, okay? The sales funnel. So AdBuddy, the version that you're seeing, is $37 on the front end. There's going to be a funnel. Obviously, with JVZoo products, there's oftentimes a funnel. So this is the funnel here, where you can see that there's a template club for $37 a month, a definitive edition, TA Insider, and a reseller option. And if you want to read each item on the OTO in a little bit more detail, what are they? They're up here. You can see the template club obviously is going to give you far more templates that you can use for AdBuddy. This one is going to give you the ability to launch campaigns right from inside Facebook. So I won't read these all to you. You can read them yourself. But here's the URL to do a little deeper level research if you want to buy this product. It's adbuddyspecial.com/JV. But if you guys want to pick up the product, go ahead and click on our link from this page, and you can pick up the AdBuddy software for 37 bucks. I think it makes a really great tool for just putting together really nice images if you're selling local lead gen services, affiliate products, whatever. If you're spending money on design, I know I do a lot of design myself. And I typically use Adobe Photoshop to do my design, so I'm kind of a pro designer. I wouldn't even say I'm a pro designer. I'm just good enough that I can do that and save money on design elements. But if I really need something that I want it to stand out, I'm not quite that good. I usually hire a designer to design that. But this AdBuddy software can save you a lot of money on design fees if you are doing a lot of open graph stuff. So for 37 bucks, I mean, you do even 5 designs, it will pay for itself. I think it's a really, really great software. And I think the two guys behind it are really, really great guys as well. So hopefully you find some good info in this video, and hopefully you pick up AdBuddy. And then the last thing, to be fully transparent with you, yes, of course, if you do buy AdBuddy through our link, we are going to get a commission. So we don't want you to think that, you know, we're just doing this for the sale. I actually really do like this tool. I think it's a good one. But we will get a commission, and I just want you guys to know that, even though I think it's a really great tool and can save people that do a lot of graphics a lot of money. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully you pick up the tool and like it. See you later.